We love talking high tech, high growth on this show. In the auto industry, that can be summed up in one word: electric. A cutting edge new facility to build electric vehicle batteries is being developed right now in my home state's capital city, with big implications not just for Michigan, but for the future of global transportation. We talk one on one with Ultium Cells Lansing plant director today on Expert Connections. Of transportation is electric, and it's about to be powered by a new facility right here in my home region of Lansing, Michigan. Welcome to Expert Connections. I'm Julie Holton. You know, I grew up not far from the Motor City, and like Detroit, Lansing has had a significant history built around the auto industry. So this is an exciting time to see the evolution of the auto industry bring attention, funding, and jobs to this region. Join me in welcoming Grace Griffin to the show. She is the Lansing plant director of Ultium Cells, bringing with her more than 2 decades of manufacturing leadership experience. Grace, so glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Julie.
Well, let's start with the numbers, because these numbers will help set the scene for folks who are maybe just starting to learn more about this. I know this project has been ongoing. Ultium Cells Lansing marks a $2.6 billion investment into this region's EV industry. That's going to create 1,700 new to Lansing high-tech jobs. Let's start here. This workforce is basically the size of a small town. Tell us about these jobs and your search to find talent.
Yes, so we are so excited to be in the Lansing region. What we are bringing is state-of-the-art technology and processes to the battery manufacturing that will take place at our facility that's located in Delta Township. The roles that we have within our facility are varied. Obviously, we have administrative positions, right, such as our finance and our factory planning organization. We have engineering roles. We also have supervision roles. And then our team members, which are operators, will manage the equipment that we have within our facility. And then, of course, we have material handling within our logistics organization.
And you have a search going on right now, a talent search, a career fair that's coming up. We'll post those details. Tell us, what kinds of jobs are you looking for in this first round? What are the jobs that are going to be filled?
Yeah, so right now we're hiring for our launch team. So again, that's our early administrative positions, as well as our supervision engineering roles that will help start. We call them our seed members, really because they're planting the seed for our organization. We have really a lot of excitement that we're placing into them. Lots of training, travel, both internationally as well as domestically, in order to get them prepared for when we do our major push for hiring towards the end of this year.
Grace, it sounds like hiring is going to be an ongoing process, a lot of jobs to fill. Tell us about this talent showcase. Is this a time when people can come to learn about the process, or what will the setup be like?
Yeah, we're really excited about the talent showcase. We knew that there was a need for people to understand what Altium was and what we were offering in terms of a value proposition. So really think of it as like an expo, a talent expo. You'll have the opportunity to meet with my team. We've gathered a team of really exceptional individuals. So each of the subject matter experts in the different departments will be available at tables to answer questions and to provide resources for outlook of timing for additional roles that will be available within their area, as well as overview of the company as a whole. Our HR team will be there to be able to share more about our benefits and what it means to be an Altium team member. And then we're hoping to partner with the community as well, right? The community is welcome to come and ask questions about Ultium Cells as we partner with them on this journey over the next few years as we tool and start up our facility.
Okay, so a great time for folks to come out, learn about Ultium Cells, learn about the jobs that either are already posted, will eventually be posted. So great time to connect with you and your team. And this, as far as I understand, this is your third facility like this, producing the batteries. So talk about that and the global impact. This is not your first time in the ring here, building this facility and staffing it. So what types of things have you learned along the way?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, our facility is a joint venture between General Motors and LGES. This is our third site. So Ultium, Ohio, which is under production currently, produces battery cells and ships them to our customer, General Motors, every day. Our second facility, which is in Tennessee, has just finished their a pre-production run. So imagine the first cells coming off of their line to make sure that they're ready to produce quality cells for the customer. And then our facility will be the third here in Lansing. And really, we've taken the strength of our parent company, so General Motors and LGS, who are powerhouses in both manufacturing and in battery technology, to grow and to facilitate the knowledge and the expertise in each of those facilities. In our Ohio facility, our team members will travel there quite a bit to see really what battery manufacturing is all about. We have an intensive training program for them down in that facility, as well as travel to our Tennessee facility to understand best practices and all of the things that we need to make sure that our manufacturing is successful and that we're producing quality products and safe products for our customers.
Grace, when we talk about manufacturing, we're not always necessarily talking about sustainability or positive environmental impacts, but that's different for Altium. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so Altium is really propelling the EV future, and as we know, right, in order for society to improve, EVs are a crucial part of that. So one, the product that we make, one, is a sustainable choice. Two, our facility is laser focused on making sure that we're good neighbors to the community environmentally, by making sure that we have one, sustainable resources that we're utilizing in our battery manufacturing process, as well as sustainable practices in the manufacturing of our battery cells.
Let's talk about the product itself a little bit without going too deep in the weeds. This is a very unique battery cell that you're a very unique technology you're creating in the manufacturing plant itself. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the battery cells that we produce actually will go to our customer, who will then put those into modules and packs, which then eventually go into the EV vehicles. We're really excited about the Ultium technology. We believe that we have a product that will be safe and reliable for General Motors for years to come. And so we're thankful that the region has embraced us, and we're excited to be producing cells at the end of 2024.
I'd love to talk about the community aspect a little bit here. You and I were chatting. You have some local connections even before your family moved to Lansing for this position, and this is something, as someone who, both of us, we grew up in Michigan. We know how important the auto industry is here. Talk about the community aspect of being a part of being able to move this industry forward in this region.
Yeah, we're so excited to partner with the Lansing region. While we've been here, since we've come, the state has just embraced us, right? From resources from MEDC, as well as partnerships with the Lansing Community College, which is where we have our satellite office, where we call it our launch center for our employees. So we're conducting hours of actually employee enrichment training in the areas of safety and leadership, as well as technical skills for our maintenance technicians, as well as our quality engineers and our production engineers. We've partnered with Capital Area Michigan Works, which if you're ever wondering what's going on at Altium, you can always check out their social media sites and see what is new, as well as other major support from LEAP as well as the Chamber of Commerce. So Lansing has just really embraced us. We're happy to be here. We're ready to give back. The team is out in the community doing community service activities, trying to engage, as much as we can, to let the city know that we're happy to be here and we're willing and ready to support.
And that's something that most companies say, that they have, community ties and connections. But I did a little bit of research to look into Ultium and the work that the company has been doing as it builds plants in other regions. And I was watching a video online with some of your team members talking about the company culture and how excited they are to be a part of making history in the industry. One woman talks about being promoted several times through the company, and entry-level positions people filling those positions who are excited to grow. So this is something that you're not just saying, that the company definitely lives out this culture. Tell us about that. Why is this important to you?
Yeah, it's really important to me, and actually personal. I always say that I went to school to be an engineer, and then somehow through my career I became a plant leader. But my goal is really to make sure that we're giving back and developing and growing the communities in which we're engaged and involved. So yes, as you mentioned, in our Ohio facility, we've seen people promoted 2 or 3 times. As you mentioned, the automotive industry has a long history within this community. So often, if you were to walk into one of the legacy facilities, you see many people with 25, 30 years of experience. Well, at Altium, a senior employee has 2 to 3 years of experience. So our team members are on a growth trajectory that's, really outstanding. And we're doing things for them in order to facilitate that growth. So, we offer tuition assistance. In addition to that, all of the on-the-job training that will take place over the next few years to make sure that they're ready for those positions of leadership, and that we're really truly building the best product for our customers.
I think there's such an interesting tie between the culture of a company, the community that you're in, and the work product that's coming out. That holistic approach really does come full circle, especially when we're talking about a region, really a state, but definitely a region that has seen the benefits of the auto industry, as well as the decline, and what can happen when different circumstances cause things to ebb and flow. And so I'm curious, as far as this culture. You've talked about different programs you have in place. What types of can you talk a little bit more about maybe the training programs to ensure that employee growth? If someone is looking to one of these entry level positions, or looking perhaps maybe even for one of these first tier management positions that you're looking to hire at the upcoming job fair, what kinds of things can they look forward to down the line?
Yeah, so this initial class that we have, or cohort that we've just hired, is actually today is their first day in Poland. So we sent 50 employees to Poland to learn the manufacturing processes of battery manufacturing, because it's one of the state-of-the-art facilities within the LG system. In addition to that, hands-on training here with LCC. So we've partnered with LCC. If you were to go to, my LinkedIn page, you would see directly on there our maintenance technicians doing fluid empowerment mechanics training classes, PLC classes for our controls engineers. So, we really have a diverse group of individuals that are working for us that have diverse needs. And so we're looking within our training and development space to meet them where they are. Later on, when we are hiring our operators, we'll be looking to make sure that we have the skill sets that they need developed. So if it's basic, use of analytical equipment that they are not familiar with, we'll provide training for them to do so. I often say, as you mentioned earlier before we started talking, that I'm on this roadshow of a tour, that if you can play a computer game, then you can come and work for us at Ultium Cells. And really that's what we're looking for. We're looking for employees that have drive, that they want to learn, that are flexible because we're a startup, and that are, just excited about being with us because we're going to partner with them every step of the way to make sure that they're ready to be successful in their role and then also successful in their future careers.
I have a teenager. I'm happy to hear that those computer skills, those gaming skills will come in handy.
Yeah, tell me
and,
we'll
and I
be up
think
in
we'll
a
take
few
our
years.
Yeah, I think we'll take our tour to Poland next time for the interview. That sounds like an incredible experience
Yes.
in and of itself. Okay, before we wrap up, I want to hear a little bit about the facility itself. I want to make sure I don't brush over that because this is really an incredible facility that you're building. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so our facility is located in Delta Township. Um, it is the size of 49 football fields, so it is a huge facility. Within the facility, you'll see state-of-the-art technology and processes. So, yes, we are a manufacturing facility, but we are not manufacturing in the sense that you would think of in the years past, right? None of our work is cyclic. Our operators are interacting with the equipment in order to troubleshoot, anything that might be um, preventing the equipment from producing quality or making the productivity that we need in order to meet the customer's requirements. So, I mean, it's really, a beautiful facility, completely air conditioned. I often tell the story of walking into the first Altium facility in the middle of the summer because I took this job um, within the summertime. And typically, you walk from outside of a manufacturing facility, and when you walk into the doors, the environment is the same as it was outside. But when you open up the doors of Altium, you are greeted with, temperature controlled air, positive pressure, clean air because of our clean room environment that's within the facility. So it really is, not only is it an exciting place to work, it's a beautiful place to work.
Grace, I am so appreciative of you being on the show today. I definitely want to have you back to talk more about the technology. We have a technology segment of Expert Connections, so we can get into the weeds more. We can bring out your engineering background and talk more about that in another segment. But for now, thank you so much for being on the show. I will include details below. You have a talent showcase coming up on January 31st in the Lansing region. This will be from 3 to 6 p.m. at Lansing Community College, the West Campus. So we'll include those details along with a link to register and a place for people to go to get more information. Grace, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
That is all for this episode of Expert Connections. I'm your host, Julie Holton. We'll see you over in the next video.